When working under a collective bargaining agreement, there are a variety of benefits. One of those is an agreed-upon set of work rules and expectations for both parties. Unfortunately, there are times where a pilot and the association believe management has violated one or more of those provisions. As airline pilots, we work under the umbrella of the Railway Labor Act, or RLA, which has its own set of rules and expectations. One such is the way in which disputes are handled. Under the RLA and our CBA, we are required to use the grievance process in order to settle our disagreements, also known as minor disputes, with the company. The process can take time and may be unfamiliar to many. In this episode of The Brief, we'd like to provide a roadmap of sorts through the grievance process. Please note, the information in this video pertains to a non-disciplinary grievance only. If you detect a possible violation before it occurs, such as an assignment from crew services that you believe violates the CBA, then the first thing to do is to elevate the situation to the next level immediately. It is unlikely the crew services person that you're speaking with will have the ability to fix the issue. Ask to speak with the duty manager. If you do not find a resolution with the duty manager, ask to speak to the duty chief pilot. Always remember, these phone calls are being recorded. You should endeavor to remain unemotional and professional. Frequently, having a working knowledge of the CBA, pointing out the concern, and maintaining a professional tone will aid in finding a resolution to the situation. If for some reason you and either the duty manager or duty chief are not able to find a resolution and the assignment does not violate safety or FARs, then you should plan to address this matter through the grievance process afterward. Once you have completed the assignment, a rainmaker comment may be all it takes to fix a pay issue. Your issue may require you to attempt to resolve the issue with your base chief pilot. It is often referred to as the open door policy and may end up leading to a resolution without having to file a grievance. Contact your chief pilot's office via email and make sure you include your LEC reps on the email so they are also aware of the situation. When sending this email, it is best to use the generic email address for your base chief pilot's office as well as the generic email for your base LEC reps. This ensures the timeliest response possible. You can find those email addresses for your respective base listed in the Grievance QRH on the Grievance page of b6alpha.org. Either prior to or at the same time as you're reaching out to the chief pilot's office, it is a good idea to make use of the PDR system, especially if you are unsure if the CBA has been violated. Filing a PDR not only allows the appropriate committee to help clarify the situation, but it also allows the union to track recurring issues so they can attempt to resolve them. Finally, if the chief pilot's office does not help you to resolve the situation and the information from filing a PDR confirms a CBA violation, you will file a dispute through the grievance process. To do so, use the Dispute Tracking System, or DTS, on the grievance page of b6alpha.org. Per CBA Section 20, a grievance must be submitted to the Vice President of Flight Operations or his designee within 60 days from the time the pilot knew or reasonably should have known of the event that gave rise to the grievance, whichever is earlier. This includes the time that it will take the grievance committee to gather information and file the grievance with the company. For this reason, the grievance committee requests that whenever possible, you submit your dispute within 30 days of when you knew or reasonably should have known of the event. When you do file a grievance, there is certain information that will assist the grievance committee in building your case. Such items include A, the section of the CBA that you are claiming has been violated, B, Screenshots of the original scheduled pairing from crew planning or crew track or jet crew if the dispute involves a scheduling or pay issue. Note, screenshots of FLICA are not adequate, including the screenshot of flight crew view. C. Screenshots of the final version of the pairing if it is a scheduling or pay dispute. Note, crew track and jet crew images are preferred. D. An unemotional narrative of the relevant events. E. The chief pilot's response. F. If applicable, copies of Rainmaker with the entire page, including the headers. G. The requested remedy. H. Your current rate of pay in order to help in calculating a remedy. With this and any other applicable information, you will file your dispute in the dispute tracking system. You can find a link to this system on the Grievance Committee page of b6alpha.org. So what happens next? Within 30 days of receipt of the grievance, the Vice President of Flight Ops conducts an investigation and hearing, which involves meeting with the union to address the grievance. These meetings happen twice a month, most months. From the union, there will be the chair or vice chair of grievance, an ALPA paralegal for document handling or note-taking, and any committee member who may have relevant information or knowledge to the case being discussed. For the company, there will usually be the director or vice president of flight ops and any department managers who may be relevant to the grievance at hand. At the completion of this hearing, the vice president of flight ops has 15 days in which to issue a written decision to the grievant and to the association. If a favorable resolution is received, then the process ends here. If not, the association may appeal the decision to the System Board of Adjustments for mediation within 30 days of the receipt of the decision from the Vice President of Flight Ops. At this point, either party may choose to bypass mediation. Mediation is usually held quarterly and is attended by the same people as the VP hearings plus ALPA legal, an MEC officer, and a mediator from the National Mediation Board. Grievances may be resolved during mediation by either being sustained, withdrawn, or settled. A sustained grievance means the company has agreed with the pilot and association that a violation of the CBA occurred in that case. The association may withdraw the grievance if it is determined a violation did not occur or, on specific facts of the dispute, the grievance is not suitable for arbitration. Alternatively, grievance settlements offer an opportunity to resolve a grievance in a more timely fashion than proceeding to the arbitration step, if favorable terms can be agreed upon. This has occurred many times, and these settlements are viewable through the blue More Info tab within the CBA document on b6alpha.org. If mediation produces a resolution, then again, the process will end. If, however, either party chooses to bypass mediation or mediation fails to produce a resolution and the association decides to pursue arbitration, then a neutral arbitrator will be agreed on by both parties, and the case may proceed to arbitration. After the arbitration hearing has concluded, a binding decision will be made by the arbitrator. Regardless of the outcome for either party, this is the end of the grievance process. The grievance process can be sometimes cumbersome and lengthy, as we've seen here, while other times be resolved quickly, but most importantly, requires the very best information from you, the pilot, to begin the process. Your grievance committee is always ready to assist pilots at any point and is always available to you through a PDR.